What time is it wherever you are? It is Sunday morning here in the Philippines. As you can hear on my left side, we are beside the ocean, which I'll show you guys in just a minute. Let's see here. Can you guys hear me okay, and can you see me okay? First question, because we are on an island and I just don't know how the connection is going to be here, so please keep me updated as we go along if the connection's all right. Big hello to Harriet and Jim. Thank you for coming out as always. We got Claude from Montreal. Oh, we got Michael and Alina from Spain. And thank you guys so much for the PayPal as always. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for your support. So lovely to have you guys here. We got Paul, David, Jayesh, Neil from Florida, Sammy from Indonesia. Very cool. Awesome. Oh, we got my friend Ryan here. Hello. We got Bob from Florida. Grant, thank you for coming out. Oh, my dad's here too. Thanks for coming out. Alan says you're really missing the weather in Alberta now, I bet. Yeah, you know, I really miss the upcoming 6 months of treacherous white snow everywhere. I mean, I miss having that when it's Christmas time, and I really like snowboarding, and sometimes snow looks pretty, but I could do with just like a month. If I could just have like 1 month, 2 months max of winter, that would be plenty for me. I don't need to experience the whole half year shindig that we have in the prairies every year with -40. Louis from the Philippines, thank you for coming out. Hello, John. Merrick from Bristol, UK. We got Juan. Carl from Norway. Amazing. Oh, Leo from Brazil. Very cool. We got people from all around the world today. I love it. So guys, I can't believe that this is my first live stream from the Philippines. Definitely was not what I originally planned. Obviously, I wanted to do a live stream in Manila, but unfortunately when I first arrived there, I wasn't feeling well, and of course I need some time to kind of get to know a city before I do a live stream. So one thing led to the other, but basically the end of my trip there was a typhoon going on. So unfortunately that's not really ideal weather to be walking around the streets of Manila. So I wasn't able to do one while I was there, so I figured while I'm still here in this lovely little town, it is a little town, which is El Nido town, it's the central part of district, I thought I would do a live stream with you guys and kind of catch you up on everything that's been happening, because in about a week and a half I am leaving the Philippines. Like, I am technically about halfway through my time here. A very short trip. I'm used to spending, you know, 2-3 months in a country. 3 weeks is definitely not enough, so I'll absolutely have to come back another time. Oh, got somebody from Uzbekistan. That's definitely a place that I want to go. So whoa, what happened? What in the world? What was that about? I've never had that happen before. The technical issue that I was having is that these clamps of this gimbal don't seem as secure as they used to be. I don't know if it's like my phone case or what it is, but I'm scared to put just my phone in here just in case I don't know, the phone falls out and it doesn't have a case to protect it. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be okay, but yeah, not good. And that was weird. I don't know why my gimbal did that. Okay, all right. I was reading, what the hell? Okay, I don't know what's going on here, guys, and it's hard because once it's locked, it's hard to move things. I'm gonna try and just slightly adjust things, so bear with me. What in the hell? No. Fuck. The fun of things being live, right, guys? You really don't know what's gonna happen. Okay. I think, oh, it's not good. I think it might be my phone case. It's too thick. But I swear, but no, I've done live streams with this phone case. So, that's not good. Okay, well, let's hope it's not an issue anymore. I tried to balance it a little bit better. Hello to Nella from Norway. Lisa, thanks for coming out. Okay. Oh, we got somebody from Saskatchewan. Amazing. So guys, yeah, like I said, I'm only going to be in the Philippines for 3 weeks because I am meeting somebody at my next destination, which is exciting. I haven't traveled with another person for a long period of time since I don't know when. This person and I will actually be traveling together for like yeah, about 2 months and 2 weeks, what I meant to say. So it's gonna be exciting to do that. And so yeah, since I have all my tickets to meet them at a certain time, I obviously can't extend my time here in the Philippines. So like I said, it's a very short trip. Guess in the comments where you think my next location is going to be. Oh, we got Heyday from Vancouver. Alejandro from Manila. Very cool. Oh, people are guessing Thailand, Athens. That would be pretty far to go. It's definitely in Southeast Asia, obviously. Tokyo, Malaysia, Thailand or Vietnam, Japan, all very good guesses. I will say that all the Southeast Asia destinations that you guys have guessed, I am going to. I am going to a whole bunch of countries in Southeast Asia over this winter and into the spring next year. So I will get to all of the places mentioned so far. Just depends on the time frame. Oh, my friend Lane is here. Hello, gorgeous. Amazing. Okay, guys, I still have a little bit of coffee here to finish, but I wanted to show you the view of what I am looking at here. I am in this lovely second floor cafe, and just over this way are these gorgeous traditional style of boats, because I have not seen that kind of style with the railings coming out on the sides before. I assume it kind of helps the boat with balance in kind of choppy waters. Maybe some locals can let me know if that is correct. Catamaran. Oh, is that like the proper term for these types of boats? I personally would not know. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, guys, this is El Nido Beach, It has a pretty high tide today. Usually there's much more sand, but the water is really coming in far today. So since it's about 9 a.m. right now, these boats are actually just getting the last of the day trippers all loaded up, and that's what I did just a few days ago. Is I had 2 days of boat trips on these guys, which take you to all the surrounding islands in this area, which for the El Nido area there's about 45. So there's a lot of really beautiful places to check out here, and usually on each day trip you get to see about 5 of them. So that is pretty cool. Highly recommend. And it's only about like $40 if you join a group. It's about $40 for the day, and that's lunch included, as well as snorkeling gear. You get the little shoes that protect your feet, since there are a lot of sharp rocks at the bottom of these waters. So this is where I have been for basically the last week. But unfortunately, when I first got here, I literally got here when it was still kind of the ending of the typhoon that passed through the Philippines. So I actually have a video coming out this next week of what my flight here was like. One of the scariest flights of my life. The turbulence right when we got here was on another level, because I was also on a very small plane. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, this second part of the week has actually been really good weather, so I really hope it stays that way. Want to say a big thank you to Harriet and Jim for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. Is it Singapore? How is mom doing? Harriet and Jim. Thank you so much, guys. I will only say to your guys' guess for sure, no, it is not Singapore next, but I am going to Singapore 100%. I'm gonna stop there at some point on my trip. I've heard it's a really, beautiful place, so definitely on the list. It's just not next. And my mom is doing well. Thank you for asking. She actually has a really awesome trip planned for the winter. Initially, she was going to meet me here in Southeast Asia. We had actually booked the tickets, but unfortunately, Air Canada ended up canceling her flight and doesn't have any direct routes to the place that we wanted to go. I guess I can say where we wanted to go. We wanted to go to Phuket together. And so Air Canada doesn't have anything. If you just go on their website and type in Calgary to Phuket, nothing will come up. So it's not just they canceled her flight and are like, okay, you can go, the next day or even 2 days later. There's nothing. There's nothing with Air Canada. And for some reason with other airlines, it's either ridiculously expensive or a super complicated routing where if you're going for just like 10 days, it's not worth it. So unfortunately, my mom canceled, that trip, and is actually going somewhere in the States. I won't say where, but like a hot destination with her friends. So she is doing well, and hopefully maybe into the new year she can meet me somewhere else. So that is an update on that. Want to say a big thank you to Harley Moore for the super chat. Kindly appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh, hello to Shannon from New York. Thank you for coming out, gorgeous. Jonathan asks, good morning, Alina. Have you been planning to visit the Dugong Manatee Sanctuary in Busuanga Island? Enjoy your stay. No, unfortunately, I'm like I said, I don't have a lot of time here in the Philippines. Basically, I just chose to do Manila and then lots of different things on Palawan Island, because I don't want to be, jumping from island to island in such a short period of time. So basically I'm starting in El Nido, then I'm going to go to Port Barton, and then my flight to my next country is from Puerto Princesa. So those are the 3 places that I'm doing on Palawan, and that is it for this trip, because it's just not a long enough amount of time to like film and do all the things I need to do and prepare for my next trip. So Greg says Air Canada has changed my flight to Cancun next month 6 times now. Wow. That's pretty bad. I hope it works out. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they need to like restructure things so much. Let's see here. Yeah, and it's weird actually with Southeast Asia. I just wanted to say, so the person that I'm meeting in a place in Southeast Asia, I'm trying to be so mysterious about it, I apologize. You guys will know in a couple of weeks. So they live in not a major center like in Canada, and they were able to get a one-way ticket to where they're meeting me for only $650. Like, it was wild. It was wild that we found tickets for such a low price. This was about 3 months ago, and same with my ticket to Jakarta. It was overall very reasonable, like $700 one way, you know, from Calgary. Incredibly reasonable. But now I think prices have gone up substantially, and for some reason certain routes, you know, they just don't have them as often, or they've just canceled them. So I don't know what's going on, you know, with the airlines for Asia right now. It's kind of weird, to be honest. All right, guys, it's already 17 minutes in that we've just been sitting here. This is very unlike my usual live streams, but I feel like because it's been a whole month, I realized it has been a whole month, that it was my last live stream. I just wanted to, you know, kind of catch you up on what has been happening. Let me just take a couple more sips. Delicious. Yeah, so just wanted to catch you guys up on that. Let me fix my gimbal. Let's hope it holds throughout this live stream. And I'm gonna take you guys on a little tour of El Nido. Definitely a place that I would recommend you guys check out if you come to the Philippines. So once again, for anybody who just joined and didn't see where I was sitting before, this is a lovely cafe overlooking El Nido Beach. The boats are being loaded up for the day trippers, which are going to all the surrounding islands of El Nido. And this is more or less the main town site that I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of. This is the biggest city in the area. We are in the most northern tip of Palawan Island, and I think just the other biggest center is just Puerto Princesa. Like, that's obviously the biggest area where most of the planes fly into. So, you know, the island really doesn't have any big centers. Thank you. So I have a bit of a route planned out for today, where of course I'm going to take you guys on the beach, but we are going to save that for last. I'm going to give you a tour around the town first, which is quite cute. I'm a fan, but it is very touristy. Like, I will say that when I first arrived here, I was a little bit, you know, taken aback that it was much more touristy than I was expecting, with both locals and foreigners. But I think that's supposed to be expected, because it is just such a beautiful place and there is so much to do. So if you're coming here, don't think that this is, you know, some kind of remote, you know, local village or something. It's not. It's definitely very touristy, but there are just so many beautiful places to see in this area, and some that are quite remote, that you could find peace and quiet if you wanted to go looking for it. So there is that. Another interesting thing to mention about El Nido, especially if you fly into the Air Swift airport like I did, there are no taxis. There's no taxis. They only have tricycles. Can you see? Actually, no, you can't see the blue one behind. I'll show you guys a tricycle in just a minute. So yeah, no regular taxis here, no Grab, obviously. There's just the tricycles and motorbikes. So that's another fun feature of the island, you could say. There's also lots of scuba diving places here in El Nido. I do have my PADI license. Oh, here. This is not a proper tricycle. Or am I in this guy's parking spot? I don't know. Okay. That's not the kind of tricycle that you take from the airport, but that's the small kind of vehicle you have to get through the streets here. But as I was saying about the diving, I actually do have my PADI license, but it is from like 13 years ago and I remember very little. So I definitely need a refresher course to safely be able to scuba dive. So I'm not, oh, they have one right there actually, scuba review refresher. That's actually great. Because to get your full license takes usually like 3 days and costs a lot of money. So I don't ever plan on doing anything too crazy scuba diving. So I think I would be okay with the review refresher course. So that's great to know. Yeah, so for any divers who are interested in that, that is one of the, I guess, attractions you could say of El Nido. The other really nice thing about it is that there are so many local tourist offices here, so you can, you know, just book so many different tours right when you arrive. This is kind of the main harbor that we're coming up to. Some people are lucky enough that their boat tour docks and you can go straight to your boat, but the majority of people actually have to wade through the water to get on your boat, since there are just so many boats that are leaving in the morning. Yeah. All right. There we go. What is the diet like here? What do you have to conform to? Well, like I said, El Nido is quite touristy, so they have a lot of international restaurants, so you can get a really big variety of food. But of course they have local, you know, Filipino specialties here as well. I haven't tried a crazy amount of local food yet. Obviously I've tried things like adobe chicken and, you know, the different fresh seafood that they have here. But to be honest, I have kind of been playing it safer food-wise, unfortunately, just because even though my stomach is better than it was in Bali, I have been finding that, I don't know, I get kind of nauseous with certain things, you know, depending on what it is, especially certain kinds of meat. So I've been trying to kind of be on the safer side until I feel like my stomach is more stabilized. So hopefully, yeah, once I feel better before I leave, I can really do like a Filipino food tour, because I know they have a lot of really unique dishes and I would love to try them. Somebody asked what time is it here. I think it's about 9:30 right now in the morning. It is Sunday morning. Let's see here. Oh, here we go, guys. This is a tricycle. This is what I was talking about. This is the style of cab that they have here. It is super cute. So see, you put your luggage in the back, You sit in the chair. Oh, that was a coconut that just fell. And if you were standing there, you would have had a concussion. Definitely a danger in tropical countries. Also, look at the scaling cliffs that they have here, right? Absolutely beautiful. And one of these, I don't know which one, but you can climb. I think it's actually another one that's much taller. But I read so many Google reviews that were saying it is actually like quite challenging and it is kind of dangerous. You have to have a guide to help you do it, but you get an amazing view obviously of the bay and of El Nido. So that is something that if you wanted to really, you know, physically challenge yourself with, go on a hike, that is something you could do. For people saying that the camera isn't sharp, of course it's not. It is a live stream. This is not a pre-recorded video on a regular camera. It's being live streamed from an iPhone. And unfortunately, this is the highest resolution that you can have right now. Hopefully one day they will make it so you can live stream. Well, you can news agencies obviously live stream in 1080, but that's with like $20,000 equipment, which I do not have. So if somebody wants to donate me $20,000 to get professional live streaming equipment, please do so. But until then, this is unfortunately the best I have. All right. We got a local bank here. That is one nice thing. I was actually worried, you know, what's going to be the ATM situation here in El Nido, because I had actually planned to take lots out before I got here, and then the typhoon happened and chaos just ensued, so I wasn't able to. So when I arrived here, I was like, oh no, like if they don't have, you know, really good working ATMs here, like it's gonna be bad, because a lot of the businesses here, you know, some don't accept credit cards. So thankfully the ATMs work fine here, no problem. So that's definitely a big help. Cute bubble tea shop, really lovely. Oh, but yes, Greg makes a good point that yeah, if it isn't sharp, it can also be my carrier that I have here. But I mean, like I said, we're on an island, guys. I apologize if it's not amazing quality, but unfortunately nothing I can really do. Just trying to move in places where hopefully there is the best signal, but we are in island territory, not downtown Manila like I initially planned. Got lots of scooters for rent, more tourist kind of places. Oh geez. That's a scary story. The Hoff says, I was in El Nido some years ago. I remember one night having dinner and one of the beach restaurants, and a Swiss lady was drunk and decided to go for a swim. She almost drowned. Me and another dragged her out. Yeah, that's definitely a very bad idea to go swimming under the influence. Shannon, those bikes would scare me to death. Yeah, you mean the, what do you call them? The scooter bikes or motorcycles? Yeah, I personally would not drive one. Not that the traffic is too crazy in El Nido, but you know, if you're getting one to kind of take yourself out to the other parts of the island, I'd be worried about, you know, the condition of the roads and just how narrow they are and sharing the road with all the other traffic. I personally would not drive myself since I don't have enough experience, but I guess if you have ridden a scooter all over Southeast Asia and are a good driver, then I guess it would be fine. we're gonna go on the main street of the town, which is actually the secondary one, as we loop around this one other way. Hello. But one tip that I want to give you guys right off the bat, actually, about staying in El Nido. Let me flip the camera. One thing about El Nido that I have learned so far is that it's not necessarily a good thing. What is this? It's a church. That's really lovely. The dominant religion in the Philippines is obviously Christian. A lot of beautiful churches in Manila especially. But what I was saying before is one top tip that I have personally learned about staying in El Nido is that it is not necessarily a good thing to be right on the main strip, like right in the action of it all, of where all the more like foreigner restaurants are, right beside the beach. It is not a good idea to stay there, even if you find a really good hotel, because it is so loud. I can't even tell you guys. Like, I guess if you can sleep anywhere and noise doesn't matter to you, then go for it. But for me personally, it was like you're sleeping beside nightclubs, basically, and they go until like 2 or 3 in the morning. It's obscene. My hotel was actually just down this one upcoming street. We'll actually go straight past it. Amazing place, lovely place, but yeah, it's right beside a hostel, super loud. And then I think there was another hotel that had a rooftop bar or something, just basically a nightclub until 2 or 3 in the morning. Horrible. I'm such a grandma, but like that kind of stuff is just inexcusable to me, especially in such a small place where sound obviously travels very far. Like, why would you do that? So if you can, stay somewhere just off of the main strip, you know, don't stay right on the main street, because you are just going to be kept up until like 2 or 3 in the morning every single day. Terrible. All right. All right, I'm trying to read your comments here, guys, but it's so bright and my screen dims because of that. And also it's very hot. It's probably like 32, 33 degrees. So I think my phone is trying to save itself by dimming the brightness here. Rod asks, do you have an interest in visiting southern Thailand, Hat Yai region close to Malaysia? Well, the last time that I was in Thailand, I actually was only able to really visit Bangkok and Phuket, both of which for literally a month and a half each, because lockdown started happening back in 2021 when I was in Thailand. So I definitely got to see Phuket and Bangkok very well. But for this trip, I'm actually fairly certain that I'm going to be staying primarily in the north of Thailand because I really want to see Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, and also it's going to get very hot in the south, and I think it'd be nice to kind of have a break from the very hot weather in all the countries that I'll be visiting in Southeast Asia. I hear Chiang Mai is a little bit cooler, you know, maybe early 20s, which would be nice. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to the south of Thailand on this trip, but I'll definitely be spending some time in the north. Let me stand in the shade here for a sec, guys, so I can actually see my screen properly. Actually, still very hard to see my screen. Let's see here. Yes, there is actually a lot of new hotel construction here. I think El Nido probably will get more and more touristy as time goes on. Let's see here. Yes, there is a place called Secret Lagoon here, and it is amazing, but very difficult to get to. You guys will see that actually in the video that I filmed here. Ismail says, I'm Filipino, but I've never been to this place. Weird. Well, I hope you get to visit sometime. That's awesome. All right, let's keep on moving, keep on going. But yeah, it is actually hard to believe that I have been traveling for about 2.5 months now, because I did spend almost 2 months in Indonesia, which was awesome. I really appreciate all the support that my videos there got, and I have and I have, so many people telling me that I should already go back to Bali. And I definitely will, in the future, 100%. I see myself going back to Bali, but just not on this trip. I was just there, so had an amazing time. Okay, here's the culprit. Looks like a great place. I'm sure they're awesome. Friends Hostel. But you guys fucking kept me up until 2-3 a.m. almost every day. No, thank you. So, not a fan. Not a fan of 20-somethings living their best life, but disturbing my sleep. No, thank you. Yes. All right. So yeah, we are now going to turn this corner, and I'm going to take you down the main strip of El Nido, which is kind of the area where you'll see the more, tourist-friendly sort of restaurants, like this place, Gorgonzola Pizza and Pasta. We got Tuk Tuk Thai. There's actually a few pretty good Thai restaurants here. The Beach House. There's some massage parlors here as well. I've actually been meaning to do a massage here and haven't gotten around to it. It's like $10 for an hour. It's crazy. More scuba diving places. So all the tuk-tuk drivers are trying to get me to go for a ride with them. That's who that's who you keep hearing asking if I need a ride. We even got a Japanese restaurant here. Let me actually stand in the shade here for a second since it's so hot. Let me read your comments. Exactly, Sayanesh. Who really needs a nightclub in such a rustic place? I agree. Lisa, to your comment, I thought you had noise canceling earphones or earbuds. I do, and overall they work great, especially the headphones, but you can't really sleep in them, It's like, unless I was gonna sleep on my back and have headphones on all night, I can't, really fall asleep that way. I have some pretty good earplugs, like they definitely do help. This really fancy kind I had bought on Amazon, but it doesn't cut it out 100%. One sec. Very loud. So yeah, I still haven't found any kind of I haven't found any earplugs that cut out people snoring very loud or loud music 100%. Like, it helps, but it's still not 100%, which I need. I'm so particular. I really need. Yeah, we are getting some signal troubles here, guys. I apologize. I just thought it would be better than nothing for me to do a live stream here. One sec. tricycles are very loud here. Very loud motors. Yeah, I wanted to do a live stream here because I'm most likely not going to do one, you know, anywhere else in the Philippines. I hear that while Puerto Princesa is, you know, kind of the major centers, it's a bit tricky to walk around in and doesn't really have, you know, that many things to see in its downtown core for like a live stream. So I figured that El Nido would be my best bet if I'm gonna do something from Palawan. So I apologize if the live stream signal isn't that great here. Hopefully in my next destination the signal will be much better, and I'll try and do at least 2 live streams in the next country that I go to. Hopefully the weather will be better, because that's basically been the main thing of why I didn't do a live stream in Bali before I left, because it was raining almost every day towards the end of my trip. And then I got here, and when I was ready to do a live stream, we had a typhoon. So weather was kind of the main thing preventing me in this last while. And since we're going to be getting into December, when I get to my new destination, that should hopefully be much more stable weather in most countries in Southeast Asia, so that will be nice. All right, let's see here. All right. All right, fantastic. We are just coming up to the end of the main, hello. People are really nice here. We are kind of coming up to the main end of the walking street, and then I'm gonna take you guys on the beach for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then that will be it. It's just a short little live stream this morning, guys, so I appreciate all of you for coming out today and joining me. It's been wonderful to get back into live streaming after a month-long hiatus. It would have been really cool actually to live stream from Manila, though. I had a really good route picked out through central Makati, and would have been a good one, but that's the way it goes sometimes. This place looks like it's gonna be awesome. It's like a big hotel resort that they're building with like restaurants and shops in the bottom. All right, let's go to the beach. Let's see there. I think if it's almost 10 o'clock now, then most of the boats should be loaded for the day, I think. It kind of starts around 8:30 and ends at 9. Or no, some are still loading. I guess it depends maybe on the boat company that you're going with. But yeah, there's still a few that are loading up for the day. As you can see, people are waiting. Marber's, which is kind of like this restaurant just up here, is the main meeting point for the boat trips. There's even a Ukrainian flag hanging there. Solidarity, that's nice. And yeah, you can rent snorkel gear and the shoes, whatever you need. It's literally only like $2 to rent a snorkel and stuff, so you really don't have to buy one. Tom says, be careful about the pirates in the nearby sea area. They need a wife. Well, I don't know if you're joking or are actually serious about, yeah, there are actually pirates in this area. Maybe let me flip the camera here. So, like I said, this is North Palawan, right? In the northern part of Palawan Island. One of the most popular places to visit in the Philippines. Super safe, no issues. Puerto Princesa is kind of in the middle, more or less, of the island. So that's where I'm going to be ending my trip. But from what I've heard, one of the more sketchy, dangerous places of the Philippines, not that I think it's super dangerous, you know, compared to certain areas of the world. I'm not talking about that kind of danger, but just an area that they say for tourists to not really go since there's not as much to see, but also because there is a danger, is the south of this island, which doesn't, like I said, have a lot of tourist infrastructure. But second of all, if you take a boat into the southern part of Palawan, apparently there are pirates. Apparently that is a thing. They say that if you are thinking of taking any kind of boat trip, a tourist boat or not, I guess you have to check with the local Coast Guard of, you know, where you're going and where some of these dangerous groups are at, because apparently that's a thing. Like, apparently there are pirates in the southern part of Palawan. I don't know. I can't give you more details than that, but I was a bit surprised reading that. I didn't think that in this part of the world that was something you had to actually watch out for, but I guess it is. So I don't know if you were joking about the pirate thing, but it actually apparently is a thing. So FYI. There's a comment here I wanted to answer. I don't know, guys. Somebody's saying no pirates in the Philippines. No, like, look it up. Look it up. Pirates in southern... It's not just like the Philippines. It's... I forget which country it is. It's when you are, yeah, sailing in between the south of Palawan. I forget to where, but just Google it, and maybe you'll come across the same articles I did. Not saying I'm 100% correct on this, but I read it on 2 different sites, so something to keep in mind. Somebody, I can't find the comment now, but I wanted to answer the comment that somebody had asked of what are the prices like here in El Nido, and I want to touch on that because it has been a bit surprising that it is not expensive at all, wouldn't be the word, but it's at least 30% more expensive than the prices I was seeing in Manila, which, you know, as a capital city, you feel like that would be a place where they have higher prices than the rest of the country. But El Nido is even more expensive. Like, the first place that I was staying is just a very basic room, like nothing fancy, but, you know, a nice centrally located inn. And I was more or less paying about $40-45 US, breakfast not included. And you know, what I was seeing in Manila for those kinds of prices was substantially better. So, you know, it is what it is. It's a very popular place, so there's a price tag that comes along with that. And same with food here. Like, I'd say my average meal to go out to eat, if I'm getting like a drink, a main, and leaving a bit of a tip, it'd be like 15 Canadian, so maybe about 12 US. So, you know, really, you know, that's not cheap, especially for the kind of prices that people would expect in Southeast Asia, even in Canada. Sometimes if you go for lunch at a more budget mid-range place, you might get like a special of the day for that same price. So I was quite surprised to see how expensive it is here. And yeah, in the week that I've been here, I've probably been spending almost $100 a day. Like if I eat out every single meal. And like I said, my breakfast isn't included with the hotel stay. And then, you know, if you do a boat tour, and like I said, it's about $40-ish for that. Yeah, for a single person staying in a room by yourself, you can expect to pay like $100 a day. So it is definitely a much more expensive destination in Southeast Asia, even though, you know, where you're staying, if we're being honest, is very basic, very rustic. I wouldn't at all call it luxurious. There's a few really beautiful luxurious resorts in this area. I was actually I thought I was actually going to work with one place, but it didn't end up going through. And for those kinds of 5-star resorts, it was like $700 or $800. So, you know, definitely an expensive location. So, want to say a big thank you to Michael and Alona for the super chat. Thank you very much. Don't worry about pirates. We will protect you. Do you actually think there is a real danger? Enjoyed the live stream a lot. Thank you so much, guys. I think there actually is pirates, but yeah, I think it is probably more in the open water of if you're sailing from, you know, the south of Palawan to another country. Maybe they kind of catch you in between the two borders or something. I don't think they're like patrolling the coast or anything like that, or, you know, coming to Palawan itself. But yeah, that's what I've read. That's what I've read, guys. There are places in the world where there absolutely are still pirates, though, which is interesting. Interesting career choice, I will say. Thank you so much for the super chat once again, Harriet and Jim. Very kind of you guys. And Yuki, can't forget about Yuki. Will we see your dad any day soon? It's a good question. I'll say yes. Yes, you will see my dad soon. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you all so much for coming out. I think I'm actually going to end the live stream around here. Let me flip the camera once again. Just because down here there's just a lot of empty buildings. There isn't really that much to see, and I'm here in a nice shady part underneath a beautiful palm tree. So this looks like a good place to end off our video. As I said, I would 100% recommend you guys coming here. It's a super beautiful place. Definitely take a boat tour if you come here. Hopefully you also come here when it's not rainy season. November is usually supposed to be fantastic weather, and so far it has been, you know, in the last few days. So if you come here in December and January, it will be even more stable. So that would be an ideal time to come. Oh, thank you very much to Rahul. Thank you so much, Rahul, for the super chat. Very sweet of you. Thank you for coming out as always. And thank you for everybody wishing that I feel better. Don't worry, I'm definitely not as bad as I was when I was leaving Bali. I was much more sick then, and in the first few days when I got to Manila, I'm much better now. I just mean that I'm just trying to be more careful, you know, with what I eat, and just still letting my stomach stabilize. So I'm definitely not as sick as I was a couple of weeks ago. So don't worry, guys. All right, fantastic. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for joining me here live in the Philippines. It has been a pleasure, and I will see you guys probably in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks time for another live stream from the new country that I am going to be in, and that's when I'm going to obviously announce where it is I am as my next place. So sending you guys lots of love. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and keep being your own kind of beautiful.